South African Paralympian Oscar Pistorious was sentenced to 5 years in prison today. A judge who found him guilty of culpable homicide says she believed it was an appropriate decision given his background and the circumstances of the crime. The athlete shot and killed his girlfriend, Reeva Steenkamp, on Valentine's Day last year after apparently mistaking her for a robber. Arise News correspondent Shahan Ramkissoon is here with more. Shahan.
That's right, Debbie. Oscar Pistorious is spending his first night behind bars as a convicted criminal. But despite being sentenced to 5 years in jail, he could apply for parole after serving just 10 months.
He shot and killed a woman he wanted to marry, but Reeva Steenkamp's death was just an accident. Well, at least that's what Oscar Pistorious claimed, and that's what a South African court found to be true. It's ruled he's innocent of murder, but guilty of culpable homicide.
The following is what I consider to be a sentence that is fair and just both to society and to the accused. Count 1, culpable homicide. The sentence imposed is the maximum imprisonment of 5 years imposed in terms of Section 276(1)(I) of the Criminal Procedure Act, number 51 of 1977.
Reeva Steenkamp's family seem content with the sentencing.
Are you satisfied with the sentence?
Satisfied, yes.
And is this what you were hoping for? Yeah, that's
Not hoping for, but we are satisfied.
The Pistorious family reckons it's an appropriate sentence.
Oscar will embrace this opportunity to pay back to society.
But some South Africans disagree.
Judge Masipa was too lenient towards this case because if you check the case as a whole, most people were expecting at least 10 years to 15 years.
We want Oscar to go to prison for 15 years. He killed somebody and what. That's our moral views, but looking at it in an eye of the law, I think it is fair.
Pistorious was immediately taken to Pretoria C-Max prison, where he's being held in a single cell at the hospital section.
The prosecuting team has not decided if it will appeal the sentence.
And that is a difference in the South African court system and the U.S. system, and that is the prosecutor can appeal the sentence there in South Africa. And I guess my question, they're deciding whether or not they will appeal. Why wouldn't they?
Well, they still have to go through the judgment and decide, and the sentencing judgment, and decide whether or not there's any holes in it so that they can say they want to go to the Supreme Court of Appeals and put their case forward again, saying, but given the circumstances of the crime, he should get a longer time behind bars. So they'll still decide. They have 14 days to do so.
Okay, so I know you'll keep us posted on that. Let's go back to this sentence, and a lot of people were surprised by that. We saw some sound in your piece about people saying that it wasn't long enough. You've reported many of experts have said that he could get up to 15 years. Explain this sentence and the judge's rationale for it.
Yeah, so generally up to 15 years, and the judge, of course, takes whatever happened into account when she decides how long the person should be behind bars. When she made this announcement, she said that he was up for parole. And if somebody's up for parole, the maximum you can hold them behind bars, given this crime of culpable homicide, is 5 years. And that's why she said a maximum of 5 years with parole. And that really does mean, Debbie, that he can get out of jail after 10 months. And he's currently in the hospital section of the prison, which means he's in a single cell. And in this section, where there are many people with disabilities, we're told there are just 9 criminals there. So he won't really interact with very many people.
So, and they've made the decision then that he will stay in this hospital section for however long he's going to stay there. So interesting. A lot of the defense had argued during the trial that he shouldn't go to prison, particularly during the sentencing phase, because prison would not be able to accommodate his disabilities. Will this prison be able to?
Well, the prison was actually there during the sentencing arguments, and they said that actually we can. The fact that we have 8 other people who are disabled in this particular prison cell and this area in the prison means that we can handle them. His defense team said that they don't have proper measures for him to actually have a bath. And they said, well, all it really does take is a stool that we need to bring into the cell and the shower area for him, and we will do that. And the judge found that the prison does have the adequate, services to provide for Oscar Pistorious to be there for the next couple of months or years.
Yeah, let's talk a little bit more about the public reaction. I remember remember when the act was committed, we were on the air. I remember reporting it along with you. And public sentiment was evenly split in South Africa between those who thought he was guilty of murder and those who believed his story that it was an accident. Where is public sentiment now?
Well, as you say, it was very mixed back then, and we saw both groups somewhat clash even outside court. But now, I think I've seen more people who are really upset with the fact that he just got 5 years and is most likely to come out after 10 months. There's even an online trend on Twitter where many South Africans are going hashtag things longer than Oscar's sentence. You know, and it's been made a mockery of because people are saying that the justice system in South Africa has become a joke. Lots of people are saying he should have got a harsher sentence because he shot through a bathroom door not knowing who was there. That was negligent enough for him to get more than 5 years. That's the argument many people are using.
Very, very interesting. All right, Shahan Ramkissoon, thank you so much. We'll see you.